All right. My first review of the day is going to be for the Steven Soderbergh film Presence. This Steven Soderbergh, people know Steven Soderbergh. He's directed such classic films as Aaron Brockovich, Out of Sight. He did the Ocean's 11 films. Um, and he's directed, been in Hollywood a very long time there. I think this is his either his 34th or 35th film that he's done. And Steven Soderbergh, what I like about him is he does a lot of experimenting with his films, does a lot of different things, plays around in a lot of different genres. Um, really has fun in his filmmaking there, and I always really appreciate that in a lot of Steven Soderbergh films. And then here he's trying something new with this film Presence here, which is a horror film. It's a ghost type story, but in a Steven Soderbergh fashion, it's not your typical horror ghost, kind of type of film here because, you have the typical setup, you have a family in this, you have the family, they live in this house, the house is haunted by a ghost, but a little bit of a twist on it is that, you know, the way the movie is shot, we are the presence in the house. We are the thing that is kind of watching this family, and you notice how this family, it has its own real problems and issues, and there's issues going on between the husband and the wife in this is played by Lucy Liu, and the husband in this is played by Chris Sullivan, and there's issues there. They have 2 children, a boy and a girl. The boy is played by Eddie Mayday, and then the girl's played by Kalina Lang there, who plays Chloe, and then the boy is Tyler. And there's a lot of issues going on and personal turmoil within this family. And I was saying like this is kind of one of the first ghost horror stories where the family is the one that's scaring the fuck out the ghost because the ghost is really like like, since we're there kinda in in the ghost's shoes, we see kinda how a little bit fucked up this family is and kinda things that are wrong with this family. For example, with Lucy Liu, she seems to really dote over her son more than her daughter. She seems to really almost prefer her son over, her daughter, and there's even a moment in the movie where she has even a heart-to-heart conversation with her son and kinda goes like, I mean, basically, she was just saying, "I kinda love you more than I love her." I mean, that's kinda was the basic sum up of the conversation. Um, so yeah, it's kind of very strange yet how this kind of family operates, and then there's also little things here and there that maybe the wife, Lucy Liu plays, Rebecca in the film. There's a little thing that maybe, what she does for work, she's doing something kind of illegal there. I mean, it's never really specified exactly what she does, her or her husband. It's never exactly really specified. But there's some kind of worry from her husband, if she's doing something illegal, and there's that kind of element to things. But yeah, just seeing kind of this family and seeing kind of the ways things play out between them, that's really where most of the good drama and good stuff in the movie comes from, I think, and stuff I was really most interested in, besides all the the ghost kind of element of the movie. Um, the writer on this film is David, Koepp here, or Coep, and, he's worked with Steven Soderbergh in the past. He actually just recently worked with him with the movie Kimmy, which was, I think, a direct to streaming movie. I think that movie just came straight to Max. That was starring Zoe Kravitz, which I thought was okay. I wasn't really too big of a fan of that film, but I thought it was kinda alright there. But, this movie, The Presence, is a great start, to January. I think it's a really good movie here. It's kinda on my list of early favorites of 2025. I know, it is just January, we're about to get into February, but I really like what was done here, and I really like the dynamic of the family. I really like it doesn't come off as hokey, the whole kind of POV aspect of, the stuff with the ghost and like how we're there with, how we're seeing this family. I don't think it comes off as, kind of hokey or just a gimmick. I think they really use that to great effect here. It to really like we're the fly on the wall seeing this family and seeing how this family kind of operates. And then seeing this girl Chloe who, a large, part of this movie is her dealing with a lot of different trauma, because early in the film, she lost her friend, and, people think it's a drug overdose and various things like that, and she's kinda spiraling in a sense, and, she doesn't really have anybody there for her. Now the dad is, really great. I mean, he's there trying to, stick up for his daughter because a lot of times it feels like it's 2v1, in the family, like, everybody's ganging up on her, with the son and the mother, against her, and the dad is the only one really going to bat for her, in that sense. So I thought that was really good there. And then where the movie goes, the conclusion of things I thought was also very interesting. I don't know if that will throw some people off, where it ends. I mean, this is kind of one of those things that it's, maybe people will watch it. I see on Rotten Tomatoes that the audience score isn't too high on the movie. I think it's at like 56%. Some people might go like, well, this is boring as hell. Like, what the fuck was this? Some people might have that feeling towards it, depending on what your, sensibilities are, with some of these ghost kind of films or horror type of films, which you personally like. Um, I mean, this movie isn't about the horror or really the ghost stuff. The ghost stuff is very minimal in it. I mean, the ghost isn't doing anything crazy. It's doing typical ghost stuff. It's shaking rooms and knocking stuff over and everything like that. Like it's not, anything wild or crazy in terms of, the ghost effects there. Hey, that's going there, Nick. Hey, what's up, man? So it's not anything kind of crazy there in terms of that. So yeah, if you're looking for something like that, then, I don't think you're gonna get it here in Presence there. But I think the core of this movie, what really strikes home here is the family stuff, is the drama stuff with that, and I think that works incredibly well. And that's what really sells me on this movie. And this movie's not very long. It's only like an hour and about 20 something minutes. So it almost barely even counts as a feature film there. Um, and just the way that what Steven Soderbergh and David Coep is able to do there with this simple premise and making it so entertaining, I think is a real skill to not only them but also the cast as well. I think this cast is also very good there of taking a look at this kind of this inside look of this family. So for me, I would give this a very strong tune in, bordering on a peak. Actually, I'd kind of give it maybe a lowish peak for me. As the year progresses, it probably won't make my maybe my favorite movies. We'll see what else comes out this year, but I very much enjoyed this. I liked it quite a bit. Um, and I kinda give it kind of a lowish peak for me for, presence there. I don't know if it's still in theaters. I don't know if they're still I think they are still showing it, so if you do see it playing near you, I recommend checking it out. Like I said, not a very long watch, and if you're expecting, like, some crazy, kind of, horror ghost stuff to happen in the movie, supernatural things, I don't think that's really the vocal point of the movie. It's really not. It's about this family and about the dynamic between them, which I thought that's the thing that really drew me in and really kept me there. So yeah, a kind of lowish peak for me for presence there.